What's going on? It's Saturday, November 15th. Don't normally record these on weekends, but happen to be filling in tonight. And there's plenty to talk about. We got two weather systems coming our way. One is right on our doorstep right now. The other is going to be here in, just over 24 hours. We're going to go through each storm one at a time because very different flavors to these storms and different impacts that come along with it. The first one is going to have more widespread precipitation, but it's going to be a little bit lighter. Second one is going to have a burst of some heavier precipitation, and then things kind of taper off in a different way there. So without further ado, let's get right to the radar. I'm recording this at 7:30 in the evening. Light rain is just starting to fall in Stockton. Modesto, you're seeing some steady rain. That's kind of a nice perk for the San Joaquin Valley with everything coming up from the south. Your numbers are actually going to be better than the Sacramento Valley as we go through the next 24 hours. You can see here South Lake Tahoe, Reno, Truckee. Yeah, it's just plain rain at this point. So you kind of get an idea of where this first system is coming from. Let's take you to Futurecast. We'll show you how things are most likely to evolve. Remember, models just give us an idea, although when we're within 24 hours, they give us a pretty good idea. So by the time we get to midnight, we should be seeing steady rain in Sacramento, steady rain up and down the foothills. Snow level around Tahoe is still above 7,000 feet, so no chain controls on 80, probably nothing on 50, 88. We'll see things may get a little bit slick after midnight tonight. Look at what happens, though, by the time we get to, say, 8 o'clock Sunday morning. East side of the valley, soggy, foothills, moderate to maybe even heavier rainfall rates, but everywhere west of I-5, not much of anything. So for those that are watching from Yolo County, from Solano County, from the Bay Area, from Colusa County, our viewers in Lakeport, yeah, Sunday's going to be a mainly dry day for you, so don't expect much out of this first round. I think the second round will hit you a little bit better, though. As we go through Sunday morning, the rain kind of hangs on for the foothills. It moves up the hill a little bit, but notice now the I-5 corridor getting into some dry time. So if you want to get outside, Sacramento, Yuba City, Chico, Modesto, Stockton, I think Sunday afternoon looks okay. The ground is going to be wet, but at least we'll get a little bit of drying there. These are just some scattered showers that are trying to pop up by the time we get to Sunday evening. Excuse me. So again, with this first round, precipitation rates relatively light. That's going to be enough to make the roads, especially along I-5 and to the east, wet by the time the sun comes up on Sunday morning. There's going to be a little bit of slushy snow over the summits, maybe just enough that we get into chain controls for a bit during the day on Sunday. Not overly concerned about that. I think our second round, Sunday night into Monday, is going to produce some much better snow amounts. Well, let's go back and take a look at the rain totals. Again, this is just for this first round that's coming through tonight and into the first part of the day on Sunday. And, I pointed out that sharp divide between where the rain is and isn't. Notice the green shading there, even no shading for the coastal hills there. Not much accumulates there at all, maybe a few hundredths of an inch of rain at the most, but along and east of I-5, that's where we'll see, eastern Sacramento County, 3/4 of an inch of rain possible, eastern San Joaquin County, close to an inch, Modesto, inch to an inch and a half. That may be realistic. Sonora, Placerville, Blue Canyon, as usual, bigger rates there into the foothills, over an inch there. But look at the numbers for Truckee and South Lake Tahoe, too, just because of where the rain is coming from. It's coming from the south rather than the west, so we don't have the blocking that the Sierra Crest can sometimes give these places on the east slope. So it should be some decent, again, it's rainfall for Truckee and South Lake Tahoe, but precipitation nonetheless. It is good to see that at least. All right, so that's our first system. Intentionally not showing the snow map there because, again, maybe a slushy couple of inches over Donner Summit, but better snow to come with our second system. So we'll pop back over to Futurecast here. We'll start with 7 o'clock Sunday evening. Remember, our first system kind of already getting out of here. We'll see some scattered showers, but look at this. This is what I meant by a different flavor. This is going to be a line of some heavy rain, some gusty winds. There may even be some thunder with this too. This hits the Bay Area around 10 o'clock Sunday evening. It's starting to move into the valley as well. Look at this model even showing a little bit of snow into the mountains there in northern Mendocino County. That'll be interesting to watch. This line blasts right through the I-5 corridor, Sacramento, Stockton, Tracy, up to Chico around midnight Monday. And then as this moves into the Sierra, look how the snow level drops. This is very classic when we get these heavier bands of precipitation moving through the snow level. We get this burst of snow. I think the snow level is going to drop down to about 5,500 feet, but look at the timing here. This is 3 a.m. on Monday, which means it's going to be plenty cold enough for that snow to stick at this point. So Donner Summit, Echo Summit, Carson Spur, we will absolutely be into chain controls by the time we get to Monday morning. So here's the positive with that burst of rain coming through overnight. The morning commute should be okay-ish. You can see here there will be some scattered showers, maybe a couple of downpours out there, but it's not going to be that widespread heavy rain, and we're not going to have the wind by the time the sun comes up Monday morning. That line will come through with some wind overnight Sunday, but it'll end fairly quickly. As we go through Monday, fair amount of dry time for the valley, but keep the umbrella on hand because there will be some hit and miss showers throughout the day. And notice how the snow keeps going in the Sierra at this point. So the second system, a little more energy, not necessarily bigger rainfall numbers, but certainly rain that may catch your attention a little bit more than that steadier rain that we'll see tonight and into the day on Sunday. So here's a look at combined rain totals. This is between the first system coming through Saturday night into Sunday and the second system coming in Sunday evening into Monday. Yeah, over 2 inches for the foothills again. I wouldn't be surprised if we get over 2 inches in parts of Stanislaus County. It all depends on how the rain does Saturday night. But farther north you go, the lower the totals will be. Still, it could be a good soaking rain into Sutter County, into Yuba County, less so for Yolo, Colusa County. But I think enough rain certainly to wet the roads. I think your best rain for the west side of the Sacramento Valley, that's going to come through as we go into Sunday night, that big line of heavy rain that I showed you. All right, we haven't talked snow yet. I'll get there. Bring up my snow totals map here once I find it. All right, this will do. Winter weather advisory goes into effect at 10 o'clock Saturday evening. It stays into effect until 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. It's not going to snow that entire time. Remember, we're getting those 2 rounds. The first round is weaker. That'll be during the day on Sunday. The better round is late Sunday night into early Monday morning. Donner Summit could see a good 6 to 10 inches of snow, less at Echo Summit. That's pretty typical. But as you go farther south into those higher elevation passes, Sonora Pass over a foot, Ebbets Pass up to a foot, Carson Spur, probably similar range as Donner Summit in the 6 to 10 inch range. So again, this means chain controls, especially on Monday. It'll be windy in the Sierra. Gusts around Tahoe, probably about 30 miles per hour, so nothing crazy there. But some of those wind-exposed mountain peaks, gusts to 50 miles per hour. So yeah, an interesting couple of days. Nice to get a good amount of rain in November. This is going to turn out to be one of the wetter Novembers we've seen in the last little bit. No records, nothing crazy, but just a really good start to the water year, especially for the valley and the foothills. We still need to tack on more snow in the Sierra. You know, these warmer systems, they're great for rain, but rain is not great for snow. And of course, I'm thinking of the ski resorts that are hoping to open up the week of Thanksgiving. That's just a couple of weeks away. There's another system that's going to come our way on Thursday. Right now, that one doesn't look too promising as far as big snow numbers goes, but there is a shower chance, there is a snow chance as we go into Thursday. Otherwise, things starting to quiet down by the end of this coming week. Next weekend looks really nice. So yeah, this weekend was a little bit busy weather-wise. Next weekend's already looking pretty good for those already planning ahead for that. Maybe you're doing a little pre-Thanksgiving week travel. Should be okay getting out of Northern California. Well, that's the update I have on these next 2 systems. Subscribe to the channel to get these updates, usually Monday through Friday evenings. Of course, we post updates at kcra.com as well, and you can follow me on Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.